Akashwani presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Nishit Kumar. The headlines. Nation commemorates 150 years of national song Vande Mataram. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch year-long celebrations in a special function in New Delhi today. Bihar records a historic 64.66% voter turnout in the first phase of assembly elections concluded yesterday. Campaigning for the second phase gains momentum. Senior leaders of NDA and Mahagathbandhan hold back-to-back rallies across the state. Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces agrees to US-led proposal for a humanitarian ceasefire after 2 years of conflict. And Indian hockey to celebrate its glorious 100 years with special events across the country today. And now the news in detail. The country is celebrating 150th anniversary of its national song Vande Mataram. On the occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the year-long commemoration of 150 years of the national song in New Delhi today. He will also release a commemorative stamp and coin. The celebrations will feature mass singing of the full version of Vande Mataram across public places with enthusiastic participation from people of all sections of society, a song that has inspired generations of Indians to unite, rise and celebrate the spirit of the nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in one of his Mann Ki Baat programs said if patriotism is an emotion beyond words, then Vande Mataram is the song that lends the tangible voice form to that abstract feeling.
वंदे मातरम इस एक शब्द में कितने ही भाव है, कितनी ऊर्जाएं हैं। सहज भाव में ये हमें माँ भारती के वात्सल्य का अनुभव कराता है। यही हमें माँ भारती की संतानों के रूप में अपने दायित्वों का बोध कराता है। अगर कठिनाई का समय होता है तो वंदे मातरम का उद्घोष 140 करोड़ भारतीयों को एकता की ऊर्जा से भर देता है।
Our correspondent brings a report on the history of India's iconic national song.
Penned by renowned Bengali poet and novelist Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Vande Mataram stands as a symbol of India's awakening. As the British colonial rule tightened its grip, Vande Mataram found voice in India's freedom movement. Over time, Vande Mataram became a rallying cry of freedom fighters, a symbol of love and devotion to the motherland and a slogan of resistance against the foreign power. Vande Mataram was not only used as a song in meetings, processions and large public gatherings, but also as a slogan by freedom fighters and patriots. 1882 was the year when the song found its home in Bankim Chand's celebrated Bengali novel Anand Mat, which was set in the background of the Sannyasi rebellion in the late 18th century. The patriotic song was originally written in Sanskrit. In the year 1896, Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore sang this melodic poem for the first time at the Kolkata session of the Indian National Congress. Being officially adopted as the national song by the Constituent Assembly of India on 24th of January 1950, the then President of the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, declared that Vande Mataram should be honoured equally with the national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. With Shivang and Soumya, Anuja Kumar for Akashwani News.
Delhi Police has released a traffic advisory regarding the 150th year celebration of national song Vande Mataram at Indira Gandhi Stadium in New Delhi today. According to the police, several key roads in the national capital will be affected, including Secretariat Road, JLN Marg, ITO to Yamuna Bridge and Indraprastha Marg. Commuters have been advised to avoid these roads till 2 p.m. According to Delhi Police, approximately 11,000 invitees are expected to arrive in 1,000 cars and 300 buses. The first phase of the Bihar Legislative Assembly elections concluded yesterday with the highest ever voter turnout of 64.66% in the history of the state. The electoral fate of a total of 1,314 candidates have been sealed in the EVMs. Prominent leaders who were in the fray in this phase include BJP leaders and Deputy Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary and Vijay Kumar Sinha, 16 ministers of Nitish Kumar cabinet and RJD leader, and Mahagathbandhan's Chief Ministerial candidate Tejasvi Prasad Yadav. Barring a few sporadic incidents, polling was by and large peaceful. In Lakhisarai district, some miscreants attacked the convoy of Deputy Chief Minister and BJP candidate Vijay Kumar Sinha near a polling booth. The Election Commission has taken the incident seriously and directed the DGP Vinay Kumar to take strict action against those involved. Delegates from 6 countries visited several poll-bound constituencies under the International Election Visitor Program of the Election Commission. They observed the polling process and appreciated the initiatives taken by the Election Commission to ensure free, fair and transparent elections. The election campaigning for the second and the final phase has gained further momentum. Along with senior leaders of the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan, leaders of other parties have also put their full strength into campaigning. In the districts of Seemanchal, Magadh, Shahabad and Champaran regions, star campaigners and senior leaders of various parties are conducting intensive election campaigns. In the second and the final phase of the assembly elections, voting will be held on the 11th of November in 122 assembly constituencies across 20 districts, while the counting of votes will take place on November 14th. We have more from our correspondent.
Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address 2 public meetings today in Aurangabad and Kaimur districts. Meanwhile, senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah will address election rallies in Jamui and Bhagalpur, and he will also participate in a road show in Purnia in support of NDA candidates. Mr. Amit Shah will additionally attend an event in Patna marking the commemoration of 150 years of the national song Vande Mataram. Another senior BJP leader and Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will address 7 election rallies today in East and West Champaran districts. From the NDA side, former Jharkhand Chief Minister Babulal Marandi and former MP and film actor Dinesh Lal Yadav Nirahua will also address election rallies today. RPI Chief and Union Minister Ramdas Athawale will campaign in Jamui and Gaya in support of NDA candidates. From the Congress Party, senior leader Rahul Gandhi will address public meetings in Bhagalpur and Banka, while the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge will attend rallies in Gaya and Rohtas. The Mahagathbandhan's chief ministerial candidate Tejaswi Prasad Yadav will address 18 public meetings in Purnia, Araria, Bhagalpur and Banka. Prashant Kishore, the founder of Jan Suraj Party, will take part in a road show in Nevada, while Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav will address an election rally in Aurangabad. Leaders of other parties have also thrown their full strength into the campaigning. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, Akashvani News, Patna.
The GST Bachat Utsav kicked off on 22nd of September as the Narendra Modi government slashed GST rates in many sectors, benefiting citizens across the country. Today our correspondent brings a report on how the new GST rates in the tourism sector is helping citizens.
The next generation GST reforms have brought much relief to the tourism sector by reducing tax burdens. The GST on hotel stays priced below 7,500 rupees per night has been reduced from 12% to 5%, making accommodation more accessible. These lower GST rates have made hotels cheaper for middle class and budget travelers while enhancing India's appeal to international visitors. This has also encouraged investment in hotels and homestays, creating jobs and improving infrastructure. Meanwhile, the tax on buses with a seating capacity of more than 10 people has been slashed to 18%, lowering public transport costs. This has reduced the upfront cost of buses and minibuses, making them more accessible for fleet operators and tour providers. The GST reforms are a strategic initiative by the government to boost India's tourism and cultural sector. With Rishu Jaswal, Adarsh for Akashvani News, Delhi.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. Welcome back to the morning news. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, has urged major social media platforms and internet search engine providers to strengthen safeguards against the misuse of their platforms or fraudulent investment activities. In a formal communication, the market regulator has called on these platforms to fast-track mandatory advertiser verification in the securities market, ensuring that only SEBI-registered entities are allowed to promote investment products and services. SEBI has further urged investors to always verify registration of entities and carry out transactions only through authentic trading apps and use validated UPI handles. The Embassy of India in Bangkok and the Consulate of India in Chiang Mai have facilitated the return of 270 Indian nationals, including 26 women from Thailand's Mae Sot to India. The operation was carried out with the support of the Thai government and involved 2 special Indian Air Force flights. These individuals were detained by Thai authorities for violating immigration laws after entering the country illegally. The embassy in Bangkok said they had recently crossed into Thailand from Myawaddy in Myanmar, where they were allegedly employed in cyber scam centers. Indian missions in Thailand and Myanmar are continuing efforts to secure the return of other Indian nationals still in Myanmar who may have been involved in similar activities. In Sudan, the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, has agreed to a US-backed proposal for a humanitarian ceasefire after more than 2 years of conflict with the Sudanese armed forces. The RSF announced its decision shortly after capturing the city of El Fasher in the Darfur region. The truce proposal was put forward by the US-led Quad mediator group, which includes Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates. The group said it accepted the ceasefire to address the catastrophic humanitarian situation and to allow the urgent delivery of aid to civilians after an 18-month siege. However, Sudan's military-led government has not yet responded to the proposal. A nationwide celebration will be marked today to celebrate 100 glorious years of Indian hockey. We have a report.
More than 1,400 matches will take place across 550 districts as part of the centenary celebrations. The main event will take place at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi from 8:30 am, featuring a series of special events that capture the essence of Indian hockey's glorious journey. A 30-minute exhibition match featuring the Union Ministers 11 and Hockey India's Mixed 11 men and women will highlight gender parity, teamwork and inclusivity with elite players from both the men's and women's national teams participating. This will be followed by the felicitation of hockey legends recognizing their contribution to the sport. An official commemorative volume, 100 Years of Indian Hockey, will also be released as a tribute to generations of players who have shaped India's hockey legacy. A large-scale photo exhibition will also take place at the stadium to take visitors through a visual journey of 100 glorious years of Indian hockey. India holds the status of world's most successful hockey nation with 8 Olympic gold medals and 13 Olympic podium finishes. Chirag Jha, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The India Meteorological Department has forecast heavy rainfall at isolated places over Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Karaikal today. Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Mahe and South interior Karnataka will experience thunderstorms accompanied by lightning at isolated places today. The weather agency predicted a fall in minimum temperature by 2 to 4 degrees Celsius over the central India during the next 48 hours. Meanwhile, the air quality in the Delhi NCR region continues to be in the very poor category. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Nishit. News of Bihar registering highest ever voter turnout of nearly 65% is carried prominently by all the leading dailies. Prime Minister to launch Vande Mataram Fest today is a top story in the Asian age. PIL in Supreme Court over nationwide public health emergency from pollution headlines the Statesman. Goa government invokes provisions of the National Security Act for 3 months, writes the Times of India. Written grounds of arrest must in all cases, says Supreme Court, according to Hindustan Times. Finance Minister hints at more bank mergers, says Financial Express. And finally, spinners rule the coast as India steamroll Australia in the 4th T20 International at Gold Coast, reports the Times of India. And with that, it's back to you, Nishit.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Nation commemorates 150 years of national song Vande Mataram. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch year-long celebrations in a special function in New Delhi today. Bihar records a historic 64.66% voter turnout in the first phase of assembly elections concluded yesterday. Campaigning for the second phase gains momentum. Senior leaders of NDA and Mahagathbandhan hold back-to-back rallies across the state. Sudan's paramilitary Rapid Support Forces agrees to US-led proposal for a humanitarian ceasefire after 2 years of conflict, and Indian hockey to celebrate its glorious 100 years with special events across the country today. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.